Welcome to Culture Screen, where we analyze culture. In this episode, we're summarizing the 6th episode from Season 1 of the Wire series titled The Wire. The episode first aired on July 7th, 2002. In the beginning, Brandon is found dead on top of a vehicle. Wallace wakes up close by and begins his morning routine of getting his siblings ready for school. When the cops arrive in the area, Pooh and Wallace spot Brandon's body as they exit the house. D'Angelo Barksdale gets dressed at his home as Chardine prepares breakfast for him. They talk about their new romance, and D'Angelo tells Chardine that all women, especially his other girlfriend, Dawnette, come with a price. In a later scene, we see Wallace is having a difficult time making sense of Brandon's murder. Wallace feels he was responsible for it since he was the one who spotted him at the arcade. D'Angelo reassures Wallace that he had to have known what would happen to Brandon, especially after having robbed their stash house. D'Angelo tells Wallace that murder is part of the drug business. Later on, Stringer Bell tells the rest of the crew that Bodie will be returning back to the pit after his court hearing. Avon Barksdale's lawyer, Maurice Levi, of course lies in court as a way of freeing Bodie from having to do any actual time in juvenile hall. Bodie is released and only has to call a parole officer twice a week going forward. Detectives Herc and Carver are amazed by this when they see Bodie back on the street later that night. As soon as they spot Bodie, they believe he must have managed to escape yet again, but are left dumbfounded when Bodie tells them he was released. D'Angelo later finds that his lookout, Cassandra, is scheming with Sterling to steal tiny quantities of drugs and to resell them on their own to make some extra cash. Once D'Angelo notices this, he reassigns both of them as a way of protecting them. D'Angelo knows if he tells anyone about this, the crew would find out and they would end up dead just like Brandon. Later on, we see Avon, Stringer Bell, and Stinkum head over to the pit to pay a visit. They give D'Angelo and Wallace the reward money for their help in finding and identifying Brandon. Avon also informs D'Angelo that it was Weebay and Bird that took out Brandon. Stringer can rest assured that D'Angelo's group is now free of snitches. D'Angelo is told by Avon to keep working hard like he is, and that by doing so, he will soon be paid a percentage of what he manages to sell through his crew. Remember, I am summarizing the entire series, so subscribe and click on the notification bell so you don't miss the next episode. I will be reviewing other TV shows and movies in the future as well. Drop a comment below of your favorite scene from this episode. When Bubbles and Johnny are back on the street, they conjure up a new plan for obtaining the drugs they desperately need. The duo pulls off a quick heist where they steal copper pipes. They then sell the pipes to fund their next drug purchase. As soon as Johnny attempts to purchase the drugs, however, he is arrested and jailed. When Major Rawls and Sergeant Landsman meet with Detective McNulty, Rawls tells McNulty that he expects him to complete the job and return to the homicide section in a week, which McNulty refuses to do. Rawls goes over the ballistics connection to the earlier cases McNulty and Bunk were looking into. We see Landsman is pressured by Rawls, and so he commands Detective Bunk to charge the cases as they are. Detective Bunk then meets up with McNulty, Greggs, and Freeman to talk about the investigation. They believe the investigation will simply push Avon Barksdale to restructure his operations and cancel all of their work. When Lieutenant Daniels asks Rawls if he could make an exception and allow them to continue their investigation, Rawls refuses, but Daniels is able to skip the chain of command by persuading Deputy Commissioner Burrell to override Rawls' decision. Rawls responds by requesting that Detective Santangelo keep him updated on any infractions committed by Daniels' investigation and McNulty. We see Detective Lester Freeman is back at the detail office when he notices the heightened level of pager messages sent back and forth from the night before. The new wiretaps on the project payphones requires that the detectives monitor them within the bounds of the law. Detective Herc is worried that this may result in working extended hours of boring surveillance work. Freeman is upset at how lazy Herc is, and he asks him about what his actual expectations were when they joined the team. After Stinkum chastises Bodie for using his name over the phone, Freeman informs Prez that the call should be labeled pertinent, since it is proof of a plot, even if no actual evidence of narcotics is provided. Later on, we see Detective Polk walking into work at 9 a.m. inebriated, and Daniels chastises him for being drunk, forcing him to either get to work immediately or head over to the medical unit for alcohol abuse. Daniels is shocked when Detective Polk instead chooses to check himself into the medical department for alcohol abuse. Brandon's murder is being investigated by Ed Norris and Vernon Hawley. McNulty mentions the Barksdale organization's possible connection. However, the two crime lab units assigned to Brandon's murder case are instead pushed to investigate the theft of lawn furniture stolen from an individual connected to the city council president. The detectives are clearly upset that patio furniture takes precedence over their murder case. When Omar calls McNulty, they meet up at the police station. Omar is shocked by the condition Brandon's body was left in. Omar realizes he was clearly tortured. When they arrive back at the detail with Greggs and McNulty, Lester Freeman is able to match Omar's description of where Brandon was that night to the pattern of the pager activity of the Barksdale gang members. We see McNulty is very upset that no matter how hard they try, the detectives are always one step behind. The arcade owner, where Brandon was taken from, is interviewed by Freeman and McNulty. Freeman is able to match the payphone near the arcade to the one that was used the previous night. Omar continues to be interviewed by Detective Kima Greggs, and he offers to testify at William Gant's murder case. As we see Brandon's disfigured corpse photographed by the police, the episode ends. That was episode number 6, titled The Wire. To watch the next or previous episode summary, click on the link in the description or at the end of this video. If you would like to see our still photos of these episode summaries, make sure to follow us on Instagram. If you can, please support us on Patreon. It really goes a long way toward helping us grow this channel. I will see you on the next one. Goodbye.
All right, baby. Take it light, but take it. Yeah.
We upload new videos every week, so subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to hit the like button as well. Click the notification bell to be notified of when we upload these videos. See you on the next episode of Culture Screen.